Hi, today I'm going to be doing a small review on this particular Loom Solar lithium ferrous phosphate battery which is commonly available in the Indian market. Let's get started. Okay, before that let me just quickly illustrate as to what is a lithium ferrous phosphate battery is. So the thing is, like, lithium ferrous phosphate battery is not a new technology. In fact, it was invented much before the conventional lithium ions came into play, but it was initially rejected because the energy density was relatively lower than expected and the lithium cobalt oxide batteries were more preferable for devices. However, the interest in lithium ferrous phosphate batteries was revived only when it was known that these lithium ferrous phosphates can replace lead acid batteries, as they have slightly similar parameters except for a few. Besides, they are also thermally stable, not explosive, and have higher amount of lifespan and can undergo much higher amount of charge cycles compared to your normal lithium ion. So that's why lithium ferrous phosphates are now becoming an ideal option for most of the places where lithium ion batteries were used, such as emergency power units, UPS, and solar lighting, solar applications, and street lights, emergency lights, and just about everywhere where lead acid batteries were used. These lithium ferrous phosphates are also doing the part much better than the lead acids over there, except for the automotive ignition, that is. Okay, so let me give a little bit of extra information about this particular lithium ferrous phosphate battery. This is manufactured by Loom Solar, which is a leading manufacturer of solar equipment in India. It is a CAML 612, which means 6 ampere hour 12 volts battery, which does about the same functions as a lead acid battery, but it is lithium ferrous phosphate, so it has some good advantages over it. So now the question arises as to what is so special about these lithium ferrous phosphate batteries and how do they compare versus these lead acids. So the first and foremost parameter is the weight. This lead acid battery is really difficult to lift. I can barely lift it with one hand, whereas this lithium ferrous phosphate is quite light. I can just lift it with 2 fingers. So it's the same capacity, but it's much lighter, which is an added advantage. Second is that lead acid batteries have only a 50% depth of discharge, 40 to 50% depth of discharge, which means you can only use 40 to 50% of their capacity, so that they will come for their rated lifespan of 5 years. If you discharge at a higher percentage, they'll definitely lose a lot of charge cycles and they may not come much at all. Besides, if you live in a country like India, where we have significant requirement of the battery due to power outages and increased use of solar, and if we cannot afford to keep them recharged at all times, these batteries may barely last us 2 to 3 months. We'll have to change them like every 2 to 3 months. Whereas these lithium ferrous phosphate batteries are much resilient. They can undergo up to 80% depth of discharge, 70% recommended, but they can go up to 80%, and they will last for approximately 10 years or more than that also. They don't need to be recharged and hooked to the charger all the time. Even if that's available, then it's fine, but they don't require continuous trickle charging like the lead acids, and this will be much more useful. So if you purchase a lithium ferrous phosphate, you will be saving out on costs in the long run. Another thing which I would like to tell is that this lithium ferrous phosphate batteries is much more inexpensive and it offers all the features. Now, confused? Yes, let me tell you how this is more inexpensive. If you get one of these lead acids, then you will probably have to purchase them at around rupees 1200 in India, whereas this lithium ferrous phosphate is approximately rupees 2400, but it might reduce over time. Now, the reason why this is more expensive is that, like I said, this has only 40 to 50% depth of discharge, whereas this has 80%. So if you really want to get the same electrical energy output from a lead acid, you need to purchase 2 of these batteries, not just one, you need to purchase two and add them in parallel, so that you can get the same performance parameters as you get with one lithium ferrous phosphate battery. So which is why you can easily understand why lead acid is more expensive. And as usual, since it will fail more often, like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months now, you will have to continuously incur the cost of replacing them with newer battery packs. And if that is the case, then it will lead to like extra expenditure. Whereas lithium ferrous phosphate, purchase just one, install it, and it will come for like 10 years, which is a very good deal. Okay, another point to be added is that for us electrical enthusiasts, lithium ferrous phosphates make for a very good benchtop battery. Normally, majority of us will have one of these batteries on our workbench to quickly test circuits, quickly test devices and all, and to use them as a source of power for some portable applications and all. Lithium ferrous phosphate can do all those jobs very easily without a problem. So they are an ideal benchtop battery. They are a good replacement for lead acid as a benchtop battery, and they can definitely do some good jobs as a benchtop battery. And they are also similarly interfaceable, like some of them come with these crimping connectors similar to the lead acid, so you can add those crimping connectors, you can attach crocodile clips or even just twist wires around them. It will be good. Do not solder on them, that's not recommended, but you can always connect alligator clips, or you can twist the wires around them and can add crimping connectors, which is a better thing. So they'll function the exact same way as you require them to as a lead acid benchtop battery, but they'll be much more useful, like I say. So if you are looking for a good benchtop battery, you could get one of these. Before I conclude, I would like to just share one particular feature. Recharging this lithium ferrous phosphate battery, you need to use a dedicated charging system. For example, in this case, I'm using a dedicated lithium ferrous phosphate solar charge controller. But if you're using a mains charger or something, you should use a dedicated lithium ferrous phosphate type charger. Avoid using a lead acid charger, because even though some cases lead acid chargers do work on these batteries, still it is not recommended, because there are probabilities that the battery may not necessarily agree with the lithium ferrous phosphate charger, and thereby it can cause problems to the battery. So try getting a lithium ferrous phosphate battery dedicated charger, or a dedicated solar charge controller to safely and efficiently charge the battery. Okay, so I'm concluding this video for now. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Any questions you can ask in the comment section. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video.